Oh my goodness, Jesus. How you doing, guys? Good to be back. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a rough week at work, 15-hour overnights, absolute obliteration to my brain, but I got through it, and here I am. Just got back from the gym, absolute monster workout. My chest is beyond belief. They should actually, and my chest and my back. Netflix actually approached me. They wanted to do a documentary on my back, and they wanted to call it Kaboom. I said no, because I had just gotten back from the Sochi Olympics. I don't know if you watched that about 8 years ago. This was a while ago, but they actually did the slalom on my back. You know, the one where the guys go down the humps? Well, they used my shoulders and my back, but that's neither here nor there. Is it a big deal that I max out every machine at Gold's Gym? Not really. Is it a big deal that I put up 315 and I weigh 180? Not necessarily. But it is what it is. Is my bone structure meant for that? Probably not. But we push it to the limit. We go extreme. We go to the max. And not only do we go to the max in the gym, we go to the max on the research and the charting and everything that has to do with stocks, because if you half-ass it, you're not going to get anywhere, just like anything else in life. If you want to drink soda and still eat relatively healthy, you're going to be fat. You got to go full tilt. You got to eat for fuel, not for flavor. That's like the biggest key that nobody wants to do, because there's cakes and cookies everywhere you look. You got to put them aside. You got to have discipline, just like in life, just like in the market, just like in anything that you do. Stop eating sugar. Got it? Start drinking water. Okay? It's really not that difficult. Get in the habit, just like you're in the habit of eating pizza pie every Friday night. Cut it out and get used to eating leafy greens that taste like absolute lawn trimmings, okay? Because that's what it takes. When you put food in your mouth, think about what it's going to do to your gut, not what it's going to do to your brain, releasing endorphins that they don't really need anyway. You know what feels better than that? Having a six-pack and legs the size of tree trunks that you can squat the entire rock with. Got it? Okay, good. Okay, let's jump into the charts, because I got 43 to go over, and I don't got a lot of time here. Already 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We're going to start with APCX. Now, remember, I was born in a computer lab, so it's really not that hard to get off this screen. It's, to some people, it's a different language. It looks like hieroglyphs or whatever you call them. To me, it's kind of the language. It's my first language, realistically. English is something that was taught to me at an older age. I started, everything that I said was typed for the first 6 years of my life. But let's get into this. We're going to cut out the media source. That's easy. Then what are we going to do next? We're going to take the image, we're going to pull it down, and we're going to drop it to within my size for the corner. Okay, easy as that. It's really not that difficult. I'm probably going to start a new page on how to maneuver around modern day technology, AI, the effects on the society, etc. Okay. Next, we're going to pull me up and we're going to drop me to size. Okay. Because we got to be able to see the chart here, right? And remember, not only was I born in a computer lab, when I was born in that computer lab, a spirit came to me. You could call it Jesus, you could call it Allah, you could call it anything you want realistically. All I know is there was a shining being that came down from the skies above, and it burdened me with the ability to only tell the truth. If I don't, then I'll turn to stone. So everything you see in this video is undeniable truths. They're called factoids. Okay, and that's all I can do. You know, I don't want to live as a stone. 1 second. Remember, water and only water. Essence of life. Essence of life. Why would you drink a soda that makes you feel like the dirtiest man or the dirtiest lady? Like, just have the nicest flavor of water, and you'll live, like, and you will not die. Let's get into the chart, shall we? Let me shut the hell up. We're going to start with APCX. This is one that I bought at around, I scaled in. I don't even remember what my average is, to be honest. It closed at 230, so not that bad. Let's pull it up on the chart here. I mean, it looks really good to me. You have this increased volume, 1.6 million. The standard daily volume is 62,000. So that's about, I don't know, like 30 times or 20 times a ridiculous spike in volume. Now, is that going to continue on Monday? You did close above this previous resistance. Is it going to pull back to that in the morning and then maybe run from there? Very possible. Is it going to gap up and go? Very possible. I like the fact that the RSI is encroached into. There's so much hair in my mouth that if I go on like this, I might end up murking myself. Hold on. Is there anything worse than having hairs in your mouth while you're talking for an hour? If you could figure something out, I'd love to know. All right, well, hopefully that's the end of that situation. But I really do like the look of this chart. I really do like the fact that now it might not go straight up. It might have some days of consolidation here after such a hard volume day, or it might just continue to go right away. Everything about the chart says filling this gap up at 480, which daddy do likey, daddy do likey, daddy do likey a lottie. And I want to go bing bang bop, and I want to go ping pang pong, and I want to go all the way up to this 477 to ring the gong. But at the same time, I don't know if I'm going to wait that long. I think I'm going to get out at 3 because it's a guaranteed almost 50%. And I look for those. That's what I look for. That's what I dream of. That's what I exist to reclaim, is a 50% gain on a nice, beautiful APCX runner in the morning and get out and get easy and go to the bank and deposit it and just love my life and enjoy the blessings that a 50% runner can give to you. And I'll take that all day, every day. I don't need the moon. I don't need to lasso Mars. I don't need to lasso Jupiter. All I want is a 50% gain on my money, because remember, an ROI of 50% in a day is something that people act like that is just whatever. Do you understand? And they call it burger money. They say you flip burgers if you take 50% gains. Hey, you flip burgers because you never take gains, and all you have is paper in your account. And then it tanks back to your average, and you get angry at me for flipping the stock and taking it to the bank and talking to the teller and say, "Hi, sir, my name is Peter Wesley." I shouldn't say my whole name. Here is, and you probably know that now, here is the money that I made today. It's 50% ROI. Can you please put this in the bank and deposit it into my account? Thank you very much. And they say, of course. They say, of course. Is there anything else you would like to be done? And I say, no, I just want you to deposit that 50% ROI that I just got in a day. And they say, thank you, sir. And then I go on about my day. So, this is things that you need to understand and you need to learn. You need to learn that a 50% gain is a lot of money, and you need to stick to that plan and not steer clear from it. You cannot lack discipline in the market, because if you do, you will die. You will go into the core of the earth. You will live in flames. You will be abundantly scorched for the rest of eternity, and you'll lose everything you own. You'll lose your kids, your family. You'll have to pay alimony for the rest of your life because your wife's not staying. If she finds out that you lost all your money in the market, she's not going to stay. That's the only reason why she married you in the first place. And these are just facts. Remember, the truth will only be told. If not, it will turn to stone. So, in other words, APCX looks really good. Now let's jump into MREO. Now this one also looks good, but see, for me, these things are a little bit overbought. I don't really love it. Now, this was a very slow consolidation. Actually, I don't know. This thing could keep going. It's a little high for my taste, but the consolidation, it just looks really good. I'll have to see. Maybe you can get in at 122 on a pullback in the morning, but it's going to have to hold that. I don't want to see it come back to $1 short term, especially if I'm looking to buy now on this resistance break, which it did, and it is very bullish, and it does have the volume, and the RSI is encroaching into the hot zone. Your MACD is a little bit extended, but everything shows that it did consolidate and it wants to go. It came back and it returned to the Father like a prodigal son in the Bible. to sweep the floors and to rake the lawn and to chop the logs and to stoke the fire and to raise the children and to pick the fruits and to garden the vegetables and to harvest the wheat. It did return, and it did do that, but then it went on its way, and now it's headed to the promised land where it can suck at the teat of life, suck at the teat of Mother Nature, and enjoy all the milk and the honey that this life provides. And that's what MREO is doing. That's what it's saying to me in this form. I do like MREO. The more I look at it, the more I get aroused, the more that my pants get tight in the frontal region. Now, let me stop. Let me slow down. This is a kid show. We can't curse. We can't have any sexual innuendos. We can't have any drug situations. This is powdered sugar. I'm a baker. Okay, that's what I do in my spare time. I like to bake lemon squares and sell them to kids in middle school. Odd, I know, but it's a hobby I picked up about 15 years ago. Unbelievable. This is my favorite chart. This is my favorite stock. Picked up 8.1 as a starter to get back in. Closed at 8.7. Absolutely glorious. If I could insert myself into this thing, I would. I would insert myself very swiftly. And very deep. Very deep inside. They say that I'm not even going to get into it. I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to go over the fact that the RSI is trying to get into the hot zone. Can it? If it does, you see that it's ran very hard before. Your MACD is not overbought. Your volume is pretty steady. Every time they drop the ask, it gets smack daddied right back up. And I'm talking about a million. Hey, you want to stay on my lap or nah? Because I got a show to do and you're only causing me strife and sorrow. And this thing is going to make me blow a head gasket, and I go out into the street intentionally and get hit by a car intentionally. I might have to take it off. If it does it again, I'm done. Okay, and you're just going to have to look at my dumbass hair. Okay. But again, if I could insert myself into a chart, this is one that I might even take to dinner and spend over $150 on, which is max limit. I mean, if you're doing any more than that, then what are you doing? I mean, that's too much as it is. Okay, we don't live in a time to be spending nickels and dimes all over left and right at this restaurant and that. Okay, you eat at home, you cook your own meals. I don't want to get too much in financial advice, but hey, that's what I'm here for, okay? You don't want to be spending, we're in times of hyperinflation. The economy's in the absolute shiter, okay? Let's not get into that too much. Again, if I could insert myself into a chart, this would be that. This would be that. GMZP. Now, if I could explain this chart, it has the exact direct effect. I mean, the direct effect. The opposite effect. This makes me so soft that it goes inside. This is like getting out of an Arctic Ocean while naked and looking at your ding-dong in the mirror. It's as small as nobody wants to see that, not even yourself. No matter how comfortable you are in your own skin, if you get out of the Arctic Ocean and you look at your little dinky, it's probably the worst sight that you could ever see. And this reminds me of that. Because why? Because it looks like a little dinky. Okay, look at this thing. I mean, it's there's the you-know-what, and there's the you-know-what, and here's the you-know-what, the other one. And now it's getting sent back to the bottom of the ocean. I'm talking not even at the bottom where there's, some nice sand and some nice kelp growing up. No, I'm talking about the abyss. Ever seen that movie? Yeah, there. Where the aliens live. There aren't even fish down there. There's aliens. Okay, there's extraterrestrial beings where this is now. Now, that doesn't mean that it can't be flipped. That doesn't mean that it's not oversold, because it is. But hey, guy who runs it, you suck. And I should have known better. This was an obvious thing. The last PR caused it to tank like this. So what was I thinking? It wasn't getting enough. Now, I traded it here to here, made some good money, lost, and it's gone. Yes, because I double dipped. I tried too hard. I made good money elsewhere. I jumped in this, being a dummy, and since I can't day trade because I'm an idiot, excuse me, I just had to watch my money dwindle away all day. Yes! Now that's my favorite thing on earth, is watching my money disappear and not being able to do anything about it. It's like getting held up at gunpoint and saying, take it, please. I don't care about it. Doesn't mean that it's not in a spot that you can buy it. It's not that, you could get in that bad boy. Okay. AWON, absolute monster ripper. The biggest green dildo I've ever seen. It's a perfect check. Everything looks really good. I don't know if I should wait for a pullback to enter. I don't know if it's going to keep going. Super light volume. Now, it might look like a lot, but realistically, it was like 3 buys that got it there. Extremely thin stock. If you're going to buy in this thing, I would buy on the bid, because if you're hitting the ask, you're probably paying 20% higher than the bid. Not the best thing to do. Not the best practice to continue to do. You always want to buy the blood. You don't always want to buy the green. That can cause you to get into trouble, but it does look good. I just think that it needs a little bit of I don't know. Could it get into the hot zone over 70 on the RSI? Very likely. Could it pull back and come back down to, I don't know. I don't even know. This is just it's a very thin stock. You could get destroyed on this, or you could win no matter what. And I don't know what I'm going to do here, but I'm going to just watch it for now. KEGS. This was one that somebody asked me to review. Now, just remember that these OTC stocks, especially these breweries, are absolute dilution machines. It's like an ATM for the CEO, and he goes and he takes it and he goes and does ads with it. It's probably for SG&A expenses. He's probably spending it on this and on that, on his wife, on his kids, on his friends, on his mistresses. No matter what, these things dilute. But it is because it's in the beverage industry. You look at same idea. Alkaline water that you see in every store, but why isn't the price higher than subs? Because they dilute it to death. They dilute your bones to death. They dilute your bones to dust. They crush you under their feet. They mash your skull, and then they use the powder to make cakes, and they get their nourishment in that form. And that's not a good place to be. You don't want to be involved with a company that likes to do that. That's not a fun place to be, but it is at a low. And if they are done diluting for the time period and they let it go a little bit, you just want to get above this trend line, because that trend line is what's holding you down. You get above that, then you could show some signs of bullishness. And if that's the case, then you have me then I'm thinking about it. Then I'm looking at it. It's trying to hold down here. Your RSI and your MACD are turning up. You get these big volume days out of nowhere. But I don't know yet. I don't know. I want to see it break that trend line. I want to see it go up a little bit before I get a little excited. Okay, before I get a little, I can't say that. There's so many things I can't say, and it's sad. GTCH pulled back down to this middle band, respected it, like the youngest boy to the most abusive father who lives in a cage and can't come out unless he's eating canned corn. And even the canned corn is cold, and it still has the water in it. He has to drink the water for any type of liquid just so he can stay alive to get the corn the next day, right back into the cage at night. And the cage is outside, and they live in upstate Canada. I don't even know if that's a correct phrase, but that is what this middle band has been respected like. And I love that. I love the fact that these charts tend to do the same thing. They tend to respect this line, just like that abusive father might not deserve that respect, but in turn, he still receives it. It's still a fact of life, okay? And a fact of life also is that these stocks tend to respect this middle band. And I like that, because that's where I like to buy. buy. If you see it pierce it, you know that there's a good chance that it's going to go back above it or close to it. And that's exactly what it did. Now, is it going to reverse from here? It's very possible. It just came down from 2. It's currently at trip 9. You're going to need to see a little bit of consolidation down here. Is it going to get to 12 again? Very possible. You soak up 8s. You sell at 12, and that's what you do. And then you take it. You say, sayonara, nice to know ya, hasta luego, hasta nuevo, but good night, machuki, machaku, malaco, tapaco, badingo, badango. And for those that don't speak Egyptian, that just means, in Egyptian, I like the look of this. CNNA, this one moved a little bit. It moved without touching it, and that's disgusting. I'm sorry to ever say that, and I promise that I won't say it ever again. So please don't unsubscribe. The crispest water. CNNA, it looks beautiful to me. I actually might buy this on Monday. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'm going to see if I can possibly get in at 15 on a pullback in the morning, then bing, bang, bop, close. Because look, it's trying to break this downtrend. If it can pull back to this middle band, you soak up shares there. I'm probably actually definitely going to buy this. I might even grab a milli or 2 milli shares. Depends on what they could fill me on at the bid, but I am going to soak up the bid on this one. I'm not going to chase the ass because I'm sick of doing that and getting my brain annihilated and wanting to murk myself for not just waiting and trading correctly and having discipline and picking my spots and remembering to own them and not just going with what looks good at the moment because you want to get in and you have FOMO and you're just like, I want to get in. I want to get in. If I don't get in, I won't have a life anymore. I'm going to have to move to the rice fields in Taiwan for $2 a day. You don't want to be that guy. So you soak it up on the bid at 15 and you live to fight another day if you don't get the fill. Got it? Get it? Good. FSR, one of my friends, Tony Cox, straight from Colorado, the nicest bull. He loves darn tough socks, and he also loves to wear shoes that look like a gothic kid is wearing them in high school that doesn't have any friends that he buys at Costco. But that's neither here nor there. He had a perfect call in FSR. I can't believe what he did here. He called it down at 430. He got in almost the exact bottom. I think it went down to 425, and then it went bing bang bop and just went to the moon. It popped above this middle band. Now, I don't love the look of this reversal candle here, but it did have a higher low. It did have a higher high. It needs to come back down to this middle band potentially. Is it going to fill this gap? Maybe. These are all things to think of, and this is why I told him, you might want to take your 50% quick gain here, and you might want to look to buy back in at 493 when they close this gap. That's where I'm going to set my alerts. That's where I'm going to buy, because the gap, you want it to fill, you don't want to just keep these gaps in the chart, and they also provide something to look at and something to base your trades on, because if it does fill that gap, there's a very strong chance that it does. Not every gap fills, but most of them do over time, eventually, sometimes short term, sometimes long term. But either way, FSR, they're releasing cars. I live in LA. I see them all the time. Their interiors are actually really strange, but they're a beautiful car. They look amazing. It's very niche. Most people are going to go with a Toyota, not a Fisker, but at the same time, they're very cool looking. They got a lot of FOMO. You just need to keep the FOMO going. You want people to have excitement about this stock, which they have had for the past 3 days. Keep it going, keep it grinding, keep it flowing, and just remember that Tony Cox is a guy's darn stallion. He's one of the greatest traders to ever exist. If I could have him on the show, I would, but he's so busy being the nicest man to ever exist. He has so much things on his plate because he's just the nicest boy to ever exist. Now, I've known him since I was a child, and I told him that I was going to shout him out in the nicest of manners. That has nothing to do with the fact that I will admit that he's the best trader to ever, for me to ever lay my eyes on. Because he called this at exact bottom. And I do think that it is going to go up from here. So keep an eye on it, okay? Just keep an eye on it, okay? Make sure that it doesn't fill that gap at 5 and you're not in the driver's seat to make sure that you take advantage, okay? Done. It's over. Sorry. I hope that my hair looks okay. By the way, I need to get this gosh darn crap off my face because it's live enzymes. And it feels like I'm itchy. I feel like I just ate a Perk 60. And I still have 13,000 stocks to go. Yes! God, I love my life some days. But you know what? I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to continue to do this because I've been gone too long. And this might be a 2-hour video. This might be a 2-hour video. Why? Because I don't stop. I can't stop. I can't sleep. All I can do is make money and move and make moves and think and trade and use my brain in ways that most people can't. And not to be cocky, but it's confidence. It feels good to be me right now. I'm making moves. I'm making money. I'm getting back on my feet. I was destroyed by my ex-landlord. I was destroyed by COVID. I was in a state of depression so deep that I couldn't even grow muscle, and I was working out 6 hours a day. Okay, but here's the thing: is like if I didn't sit there and cry about it. I made moves. I made adjustments. I was born to adjust. I'm an anamorph. I can morph into many different creatures, and one of them is resilience. I can morph into verbs realistically, and one of them is persistence and resilience. Okay, and that's how you got to be when you're trading stocks. You got to be resilient as hell. You're gonna have bad days. You're gonna have days where you want to murk your own body. You're gonna have days where you want to send yourself to heaven or hell. You're gonna have days where you want to get into the oven and turn it on full blast, 500-degree boil. Okay, you're gonna have days where you want to grill your face. Okay, you're gonna have days where you want to put a bag over your head, put yourself in a log, get sent out onto a lake, and swim with the fish. Okay, but that's okay. We're going to get by it and we're going to get through it. We're not going to give up because that's what losers do. Okay, you got to have the confidence to know that you can make it all back and the humility to know that you can lose it all. That's the life of a trader. That's the life of somebody that's a risk taker. And those are the people that make money. Get it? Got it? Good. Okay, look, we're looking at NVOS. It was addressed that they did dilute, and this was over the past. I can't say that they're doing it now. I don't love the fact that they're staying in a range between 10 and 13, although I do because it gives a lot of opportunities to flip. But I want to see this thing get above 13, 14 and hold with volume to have any chance of getting back at these numbers here around 20 cents. You break that, you might have blue skies all the way up to this gap fill at 60. You could accumulate it here, probably not a bad idea. You're not oversold on any of your technicals. A lot of people are very into this stock. It's something that could go over time. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I could tell you that if it breaks 14 with strength, you're probably in a good position to hit the ask. Look for it into close on that day. Make sure that it's closing strong. Maybe buy after hours because usually if a stock runs during the day, they pull back after hours. That's when you buy for the next day on a good chart. On a break of 14 is the resistance to break. You get that. You're good to go. You go to the moon, you say hello, you have a Mai Tai, you sip it, you fly back down to Earth, you let the people that are still up there get caught in the lunar storm and die with the rest of them, okay? You don't live on the moon, you just touch it and come back home. You want to get home back to your wife and kids. You want to come home and say, honey, I need you. I need you for love. I need you for caressing. I need you to snuggle me tonight. I've been in space for years, but I'm back now, and let's enjoy the money that I've made, correct? Correct. ZVSA. This one went down on an offering. It's been pretty smashed. Your RSI's at 16, which is really, really bad. Is this working? Oh, sick. I'm blurry. Nice, dude. Hold on. Computers, I'm telling you, they just don't, they're not as smart, AI is not advanced as much. Oh, come on, learn to work. That's all you had to do. It's like, come on, man, get it together, Apple. God damn it. Okay, this is an oversold stock, yes, but they did come out with an offering. One of my subscribers, Jill, thinks that they're going to be done with the offering soon. I can't guarantee that, but I know that your technicals look oversold. I know that water is the essence of life. I know that it gives you the better skin and it burns fat when you're hydrated. I know that. I can tell you that without a shadow of a doubt. Now, is ZVSI going to close this offering soon? I'm not sure, but you've been tanked down to the core of the earth and you're living with the devil and all of his demons. Now, can you speak his language to get back to earth? I'm not sure. That's a path you must take. I can't take it for you. I can't show you. I can only show you the path. I can't move your feet. And so that's something you're going to have to decide. Do the DD on your own. See if you think that the offering is going to close. If it does, then it has a chance to fill the gap up top. And if that's the case, then you're going to make a good amount of money. You can see if 200% move from here, but you just got to get the closing of that offering. Is it going to go back to the gap fill on the closing of that offering? I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't have a crystal ball, so don't listen to what anybody says because they don't either. That's why you have to do your own work. I've been there, I've said that. But this is a good opportunity because if you can get in here, there's a strong chance that it goes back up if the offering closes. So again, do your own DD, make your own decisions, and you should be good to go. GGSM, now this was another thing that somebody asked me to do. Very hard pullback on Friday. Well, not necessarily. I mean, you came back down 9 to 7, 22% haircut, but that might give an opportunity to get back to the support so you can buy. I'm not in love with the technicals. They're kind of choppy and trading sideways or just trending sideways, which I don't know. Is there something going to come out about this ticker? Give me a little bit more DD on this. Is there something in the pipeline? Are they going to release some type of news? Is there a PR campaign on the way? Is the CEO being vocal? Is the volume going to come in? Is the volume going to fall off? Is there going to be a new hire? Is it going to go higher? Is it going to go lower? What is your opinion? Give me the idea of what to look at because right now it just looks like a sideways trader and I don't like going sideways. I like to go up or I like to go down just to give me the excitement. Because if I have a stock that's just not doing anything, then I'd rather watch paint dry and I'd rather lick the paint and forget that I even exist in human form. I'd rather go crazy in the brain as I already am because I just don't like seeing stocks do absolutely nothing. I want to see it go up. Even if it's not going to do anything else, I want it to go down just so I can have some excitement. Sometimes, you just want to lose some money. Okay. Now, I don't even know where I'm going with this. I don't even know why I started on that tangent or what I'm even talking about at this point. But remember, I just came off a very long stretch of work. My brain isn't fully operational. I have so much pre-workout running through my body and through my veins that I can barely sit still, and I could probably electrify an entire small town in an African nation. I could probably provide electricity to a Norwegian city with a population of under 200,000, and that's just the way that you have to do it when you want to go and you want to lift heavy weight. You got to have a lot of energy. You got to have a lot of caffeine. But the downside of that is sometimes you're not going to know what the hell you're talking about for a couple minutes. But we're back. My brain's back on. My spinal cord reconnected to the bottom of my cranium, and I'm ready to get back into the charts. But either way, GGSM, I'm not sure I'm in love with it, but we're going to have to follow it from here. Again, let me know if you're in that stock, what to look for, what's coming on. Fun. This is going to be the longest video I've ever shot. Is it going to be 2 hours? Very, very likely. And that's okay. Because again, I know that you guys want to get updated. Remember to make sure that you're writing all this down or you're at least putting it in your watch list. Just keep adding to your watch list. That's what I do. And then you just go through your watch list during the day or after the day and see what you like for the next day. That's the whole point of it. This is what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to just like believe something on StockTwist. You're not supposed to just believe something on StockTwist because it makes you feel good inside. You're supposed to do your own work, okay? Now, FUN, this is trying to reverse back to 67. There's really no doubt about that. Now, it's currently at 60, so it doesn't give you a lot of top side. You're going to want to see a break of this middle band to get any type of consistent move here. Anything that's going to be bullish is going to be above this middle band. If you get rejected there, like a young boy to his high school crush before the prom, then you might get so sad that you might bring a gun to school. And we're not going to go further than that because my YouTube will get shut down, probably for even mentioning it. But that's probably the predicament that you're going to put yourself in. Especially, yes, like that's just where you're at. So you don't want to get rejected there. You want to get above it. You want to show signs of you do it again. I end myself. You do it again. I say goodbye to my family. You do it again. Someone will find a note in a couple of days. Either way, FUN looks good. Looks like it's going back to that middle band. If you're looking to day trade it, probably a good thing to just get in at 60, get out at 70, somewhere in that range. Even though your technicals are oversold, you just want to get a continued move, just like it did here, and it continued to close above this middle band. That's what you want to see. It broke down it broke the trend and ran. You want to break this trend and you want to run and have a little fun. I won't do it again. DVLP. Now, everybody in this stock wants to tell me that they weren't diluting. Hey, you know what a T trade is? It's dilution. Now, I know that you want to say, oh, it's this and it's that. Hey, it's dilution. I know that you want to say that it's manipulation and it's the dang MMs and it's the naked shorters off seas in the Cayman Islands, whatever. Hey, it's dilution. It doesn't matter how you want to look at it, whether it's adding to the OS or if it's previously converted legacy shares from the previous owner. Hey, it's dilution. That's what a T-trade is, okay? So but look, here's the thing is I love it in the low fours. I love it at 3.8 on an oversell. I like it anywhere near 4. I think that this chart is still intact. I look at what it did last time it had to pull back down to here. It ran for 4 straight days. I think it could do that, and I think it could get sent. I'm looking to get some share to close at 4.9. Brillianto. You want to get in at 4.3, and you want to sit there on the bid, and you just want to soak it up. You want to soak it up like the nicest baguette in the nicest broth from a mussel. And here's the thing. I had an argument the other night with a friend. Have you had mussels? Do you eat the mussel plain and then you... Did I say you could call me? No. Do you eat the mussel? Because who likes the taste of a mussel? It tastes absolutely disgusting. It tastes like the bottom of a boat. And I'm good on that. But I like to take the broth in the mussel, scoop it up, and suck the mussel in with the broth, with the hot, fresh soup. And then I'm not I don't do wet bread. I don't do soggy bread. Okay, I don't know. Let's not do that. Now, I know that some people might like to dip their sandwich in a nice au jus. Hey, we don't do that on this page. We don't like soggy. We don't like soggy anything. I don't like soggy cereal. Get it away from me. I don't even know why I started saying that. I don't even know where I was going with it. But either way, I do like DVLP at the current price. I like it at 4.3 on the pullback to the middle band. Hold there, support there, get a few shares, and live to see it go up, and live to see DVLP make you a good amount of money. Now, I flipped it at 55, and everybody hated me. But look at what ended up happening. I ended up being correct. Okay, and I didn't know if I was going to be correct at the time. I just knew that there was a lot of selling at resistance, and I didn't want to sit there and watch it go back to 4, and that's exactly what it did. So some stocks you just really have the hang of, and I have a hang of this one, and a lot of people are going to hate me for that because they're not flipping and watching their account go up and down, but hey, I don't know what to tell you. All I know what to do is tell myself, and to tell myself, hey, I need a studio. That's it. I need a studio. I need to get rid of this table. Everybody wants it, but it's like, it's too big. Hey, fit it in your place because I can't have it here. I'm about to just give it to a homeless guy and be like, hey, you want an 8-foot table? Yeah? All right, good. Take it. Because I don't want it. I need to get a studio. I need better lighting. And if this thing falls off my leg again, I'm moving into the ocean. I'll just drown is what I'm saying. I'll say goodnight. I'll say goodbye. SIRC. This was another one of my top calls. All my top calls work besides for GMZP. Absolute clown stock. Can't believe it. We've already been through it. But everything pretty much went. This thing was down here at 2 something and it ran up to 3. It just looks gorge. It still looks good. You're hitting this resistance. You're going to want to get above that. You're going to want to get above this current price, but I think that you can. Everything is very steady, very good, high level accumulation above the middle band, which is sexual as hell. It's like the nicest, softest, most supple lady that you know and you've known for years and you finally get to touch. It's like some girl that you've had a crush on for 15 years and you finally get to touch. That's what SIRC reminds me of. And that's a beautiful memory, and that's a beautiful place to be. So keep an eye on SIRC. Watch out for a breakout above this current price, and see you on Mars. We're going to colonize it together, okay? SIRC fam. MULN. Now, this is the biggest turd I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, it's a turd because it's been absolutely diluted to the core of the earth. It's living with the magma. It is magma. It's magma for your wallet. It burns right through it. And you can tell me that I'm a ding-dong dunker. You can call me a bing-bong flunker. You can call me a McChookie McChalker. But either way, I've been right, and I've been right since one. I said at one, this thing is a dilution machine. They had $350 million in convertible notes, and that is what they do to stocks that have dilution and convertibles. They dunk on you. They smash. They put you on a poster on every kid's wall. And if you're going to tell me that this guy Harge is your guy, then hey, see a therapist. There's Lexapro out there. There's Xanax out there. There's Valium for you, and a prescribed amount that's never been done, because you need to go to sleep, and you need to stay sleeping. Because if you think that this is a good stock, you don't deserve the right to exist. Meaning, if you think that this guy Harge is going to do anything for you, and he's going to get the stock up, since he came on, it was at 11, now it's at 6. What is that? A 50% haircut? You need 100% pretty much to get back to where that was. And you're going to tell me that this guy with a fake knockoff scam Chinese Gucci hat and a chain is going to win the Nobel Prize? Hey, you need medication. You need rehabilitation. You need to go do ayahuasca in the middle of the Amazon for a week straight to get back down to earth. Now, is it a tradable stock? Sure. Now, I know that everybody probably already clicked off this because they're dumb and they think that this stock is just the best thing to ever exist, and they're just so bagged that they have no choice, and I know that's you. I know if you're watching this and you're upset, it's because you're in a bag. I get it. I've been there. We all have. But don't sit there and tell me that Lawrence Harge is your savior, because you'd have to be a moron. The guy can't even spell salmon. He spelled salmon with a D, salmon, because that's what it sounds like, and he's an idiot. He had this food that looks like he got at a food truck as his birthday meal, and he lives in a house all he takes pictures of is his kitchen, because it's probably a new kitchen and it's a 1-bedroom with no view. I've seen those type of apartments. His rent is probably 3 times less than mine is. And this is your guy? You can't be serious. You can't be realistic. You can't be this bullish. You're in a bag. You think I'm dumb? You think I don't know? And again, you can trade it. It's at a good price. They're going to stop diluting eventually to let the price rise, but don't get a hard on and think it's going back to $1, because they're going to just turn on the faucet again and dump all over your dome, okay? Lawrence Harge? Are you kidding me? Oh my God, you guys will believe anything. I mean, if you actually believe that, you shouldn't trade. Like, you should really examine your ability, and you should reassess. Because if you actually believe that, you're going to end up losing all your money, folks. Oh, wow. I mean, there's people out there that just they really don't know their right from their left hand, and they act like they do. And they act like it's like anybody can be a trader. Don't believe that. You shouldn't be doing anything you shouldn't reproduce. If you believe in Lawrence Harge, you shouldn't reproduce. If you believe in Lawrence Harge, you should be marooned on an island, never to even have human contact again. If you believe in Lawrence Harge, you should be publicly embarrassed in front of the world. If you believe in Lawrence Harge, you should be that monk that lit himself on fire. That should have been you. And that kid that got ran over by a tank in Tiananmen Square, that should have been you. And I mean that with everything inside me. And I say that because I care about the longevity of your trading career. So get it through your head that these guys are all scammers. Don't judge a book by a cover. And when I saw that guy, hey, judge away. That's all I'm going to look. That's all I'm going to look at. I'm not even going to open the book. SDRC, or no, this is GEGR. Look, I mean, it's been trading sideways for a long time at bottom. Your RSI is pretty much flatlined. Your MACD isn't really showing me anything. Very low volume. And it spilled my water. And it spilled my water. And now it's wet. So I can't do the timestamps because it's soaking wet. So I'm going to have to Focus. What do we do here? How do we make this different? How do we make this better? I don't know. We got to get a studio, okay, before I lose my gosh darn mind. GEGR, look, I mean, you're down, but it doesn't mean that something could happen. But again, you got to tell me with these type of charts, why? Is there something coming up? Is there news expected? That's when I would say this is a good chart, because if you expect news in 2 weeks, you can accumulate here and sell on that rumor. But if you're just waiting for something to happen and it's been 6 months and the company isn't very vocal, then it's something, yes, you could accumulate and make money over time, but it's not something that you're going to be able to swing very shortly unless you get lucky and news drops out of the blue. Which that's how people really make a lot of money. Sometimes they hold stocks like that for 3 months. Eventually they run and then they sell on that day. I've been there. I've done that. I've made the most money. I've made the highest return on investment by doing that. You just have to remember to sell, because sometimes you sit in a stock for 3 months, you don't want to sell at all. You're like, oh my God, I waited in this so long. I have to wait more and I have to make more. And that's not the case. Excuse me. I shall not do that again. I promise I'll never do that again. Now this is SDRC? No, this is ADHC. Now, did I skip one? Yes, I did. SDRC. There is a long, extensive post of DD on my page about this one. It does seem to... this is enough. You know, it's just enough. Stay! Why, Lord, why don't I have a desk to do this at? Why am I videotaping this from a trash can on an antique table with the pad keeps falling off my knee? Why'd you put me in this position? I just need a studio. Yo, I'm tearing. Am I the best actor ever exist? I'm not sure. I've never tried it. But can I make myself cry on demand? I don't know. I just did it though. SDRC, Jesus, this is gonna be a 6-hour video, and I don't even care. But yes, it's trading in a zone here, a channel, if you must, and it's going along this line, and it's going along this line. You're looking at like selling 17, buying back at 12, bing, bang, boom, gang, ging, gang, until it had a perfect W here, but it got rejected. Is it going to do it again? Most likely. This thing is a very tradable stock, very swingable stock. There is a long DD post by one of my subscribers on my previous video. I'm sure that he'll maybe just post it again tonight. I think that he should. I think that my page should be about DD. Everybody that comments has given me the DD. I go over the charts. We do it as a team. We win as a team. We live as a team. We die as a team. It almost did it again. We just want to soak it up together. We want to be in it together. We want to live together. We want to love together. We want to play together. We just want to sing. We want to sing songs of glory, and we want to sing songs to the heavens and hear it. Okay, enough. ADHC. I was told that there was going to be a share reduction last week. I don't know if that actually happened. It might have, it might not have. It did run up, it did pull back, it did run up, it did pull back, which I expected. Now you're going to form a complete W. I know Shawnee P said that they were going to have something come out. I said, I don't know if that's going to, I might already be baked in. I don't know if it came out. All I know is it's back at this bottom, or if it comes back down to this bottom, it could be a double bottom that creates a W with news. You could flag up here. You can look at 57 as your max gain, and you're currently at about 2.8. You might pull back to about 2.6, 2.5. You get it down there, you soak it up. You hope for the next leg of this W to get you up to 5.7. You double your money and you go bye-bye. You say, Garici, Baruccio, Teneto, Maraca. And if you don't speak Italian, that means goodbye. And that means sayonara. Now I've gotten used to it. My reflexes have learned, they've adjusted. And just as my reflex have adjusted to catch this pen and paper, your reflex need to adjust to the market, whether it be bearish, whether it be bullish. You have to make adjustments on the spot every day, just like a coach at halftime is going to make adjustments and come out a little bit stronger and a little bit different and have a different scheme. That's what you got to do every day. Got it? Minimum. All I do is minimize all I do is mitigate my risk in the stocks. And I just love to live, and I love to look at all the different flocks of women at the gym, because that's where I like to get all my sin done. Because I am the one, and I never had so much fun doing charts with all my boys and all my subs. It's just what I do through a nightly crew with all my big dudes. All my big dudes, my nightly crew. If you don't want to be subscribed anymore, I completely understand. If you haven't subscribed yet and you decide that this is it, and you're not going to do it anyway, then that's fine. If you want to publicly defamate me, that's fine. If you want to tar and feather me in the town square, I have no problem with that after what I just did. There's some things that you can't repent from. There's no coming back from. The Lord just can't forgive. And that rap might have been one of them. I promise to never do it again. So hopefully I've learned my lesson, and hopefully you stay. And we can get past that. But as far as my soul, I don't know if I'm going to make it upstairs anymore. That might have been the last straw, right? But minimum, huh? See what it does. See what it looks like. These live enzymes on my face are going to cause me to have an aneurysm. They're going to cause me to have a stroke. It's going up my nose. It's in my mouth. And these are things that I deal with on a daily basis to entertain you guys. So please like and subscribe and comment, even after what I just did. This is a pullback, and this might be a time to buy. This might be a triple bottom. This thing tends to run and then pull back. If you're in the stock and it does move, make sure to get out, because you keep getting these pierces up to the north, and then it keeps getting sold back right back down, and there is absolutely no holding of these gains. Could that change in the future? Yeah, but I'm going to take my chances on a pop from 2 to 4 all day, every day, without questione. Okay, and that's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing a good buy at 2, and I'm seeing a good sell at 3 or 4. That's a 50 to 100% gain. I do likey that, and I like that ROI. I like to take that, and I like it to the bank, and I take it to the bank and fill out a deposit slip and talk to the teller and say, hey, what do you think of this deposit? Is it good? Is it bad? And they say it's great. Any deposit is good, isn't it? And I say, yeah, that's what I thought, but everybody on the boards tells me that I'm a burger boy. What do you think? And they say, well, you could buy a lot of burgers with this. And I said, I know. I don't understand what they're saying. And he says, I don't either. And then he says, listen, you're a champion amongst men. You're God amongst children. And just remember that, sir. And I say, I know. I've thought about this, right? And I just guess I got to ignore them, right? And he says yes. And then I say goodbye. And then I come back the next day. And we do it all over again. This is a daily occurrence. KITL. I think this is an hour and a half long already. This is a flag. This is a pennant. This is a flag that's flown on a battleship in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, ready to go to war with whatever country it sees fit. But it's got its flags up and they're flying high. And this is exactly what this is. It's called a flag. It's a flag like they read about. It's a flag like they write about. And it's a flag that you read about. Okay. It's something you learned taught in history class, what it looks like. It's a pennant. It's a beautiful thing. And it is at a price that tends to get, it gets spiked off of these prices, off of this trend line. And you sell at this trend line. Now it's starting to get pinched. It's starting to come down to a smaller amount of those waves. Now, once you get to the point where there is no, it's going to go up or it's going to go down, that's where you have a decision to make. Is it going to go up or is it going to go down? I do like this company. I like the story that's being told. I like the energy that it gives. I like the fact that a lot of people like it. I like that it's very tradable. I like the fact that, that they're on PRs. They're putting out news. They're very, they say things to their investors. That's very important. Top has been an absolute crapshoot. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, very day tradable. Absolutely unbelievable. One of the most insane runs I've seen in a very, 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 very long time. This thing, if you would have caught it on that day where it ran from 10 to closed at 20, if you would have just bought it at the end of the day, up 100%, after hours, you would have made so much money, dude. You would have made so much money, dude. And I would have sold the hell out of it. I would have sold the hell out of it. I would have day traded it even and given myself a 3-month violation without question. Because I probably would have thrown like $3,000 on it. That's usually what I buy into a stock with. And I would have made like, I don't know, like 25, 30, 40 grand in an after hours. I would have sold it without question. What an incredible move, and then an incredible pullback, and then the next day it came down to 50 during the day in the very early hours, and then it ran to 250 again. Absolutely insane mover. You do not want to be on the top side looking at a downside. You want to be on the downside looking at an upside. It's a little bit too volatile to me. I don't know where to get in. I can't read the chart. It's just an absolute crapshoot. It's like putting all your money on double zero green at a casino and just hoping it hits. Okay, but if you can day trade, it's something that's very exciting. Just be careful. It goes up and it goes down with ferocity that I haven't seen in a very, very long time. ENZC, one of the best charts. It needs to get above this resistance. It pulled back to this middle band and then just got sent. Absolutely gorgeous. Up 40% from the lows, or actually a little bit less than that. So it's not overbought. It's not like ridiculously overbought. Your MACD looks really good. Your RSI is encroaching in the hot zone. It's getting a little bit hot. It might have a little bit of rejection at this very, very long-term resistance. If it can get above that with volume, you start seeing 7. You start seeing 750. It might be time to go in. And it might be time to sit in for a good amount of time, given the fact that this long period of consolidation might be over. They have received a lot of funding recently, or some type of catalyst that caused this spike, this pullback. Now it's going again, just like it did a little bit here where there was profit taking. I see some profit taking up here potentially, and then eventually getting over it, going to 7 to 8 to 9 to 10 to 11 to 12 to 13 to 14 to 15 to 16 to 17. I don't know where it's going to stop, but I do like this stock, and I do like the fact that there's a lot of people that like it. Hey, buy it, live it, breathe it, die with it, hodl it to the day that you fall asleep and you never wake up. GVSI, another stock that there's a lot of a cult following in this bad boy. It just a lot of people like it. Now it's flatlined here. Listen, if you like the stock, you think Sharp's going to come through, you think that these legacy owners are done dumping, you think that he's going to receive the shares back and retire them, you think that the merger is going to go great, you think that the merger is going to be from a existing revenue company that actually has some potential and is already far along down the road. You get a merger like that in subs, you might have a run, especially with the amount of people that have seemed to be absolutely obsessed with the stock, and they would give their nutsack to see it succeed, and that's fine. You have pinch Bollinger Bands. Your technicals are fine. You're low volume. It's a period of consolidation. It's a period of accumulation. You buy it here, and you potentially sell it higher eventually. That's how the stock market is. You buy low, you sell high. Is this going to tank lower than this? I highly doubt it. It's one of the most low-risk areas to buy, so that's where you buy. Now, you might have to have some patience. You might have to have some patience, but that's okay. Sometimes patience is good. Sometimes patience is bad in the market. Know the difference. Know when to be patient. Know when to go bye-bye. Know when to say good night. See you later. I'll talk to you in the morning. It was really fun with you. I had a great time. The sex was great, but it's over now. And I'm having post-nut clarity, and you're not like exactly my type. And I'm sorry that I told you I loved you last night, and I just met you an hour earlier. I'm sorry that I called my parents and told them that I met the love of my life, and I put you on the phone. I'm sorry that I told my grandmother, who's on her deathbed, that I got married to you. But it's the morning, and I'm sober, and you need to leave. Low battery. I've literally taken my battery from full to dead, and that's the commitment that I have for my subscribers. FRC is the bank. That little banky boy down 43%, saw it at 6, was like, oh, this might go, and then it didn't. Thank God that I didn't buy it, because I would have murked my little soul. I'm going to plug in my computer before I die. I'll be there in a sec. Hold on. Hold on, man. You want a snack? Why would you eat ice cream? Why? The nicest flavors. The nicest flavor of a blackberry. Great roughage, great fiber, beautiful flavor. The texture, the sweetness, fresh out of the fridge. Just an absolutely gorgeous flavor. Close your eyes and just go to a different world. Natural. You can eat as many of these bad boys as you want, and you're not going to get fat. Seeds are great for anti-cancer properties. Just beautiful. Beautiful snack. Somewhat expensive. Get them on sale. Got them from $1.99. And how much is a cookie? $2? $3? Okay. We're going to do FRC. So this is a bank that's failing. Is the government basically what you're betting on here? Is the government going to come in and bail them out? I think there was an article. I'm going to have to look more into it. But you get some type of, it could do an SVB or whatever, the other banks that have gotten bailed out and ran like the wind. This could have one of those moments. Look for bottom. Keep an eye on it. Keep your ear to the streets. Know when news is coming out about it. Be the first one to see it so you can buy in and potentially get that 100% runner in a day because of a bailout rumor or a bailout news article, okay? That's what we're looking at with FRC, and there's no question about that. There's no question about that. That is one to really pay attention to, because those opportunities come in situations like this, and you don't want to miss out and be on the wrong side of history. Got it? Get it good, Kate. DBMM. Now, look, you've been flushed out. You've been tanked down. You've been hit hard. What's going on with this? Lack of news, lack of, I don't know, dilution, whatever. Look, you've been riding below this middle band for a long time. Your Bollinger Bands are pinched here, which is good. Your RSI is oversold, but it's turning down, which isn't great. Your MACD is kissing and turning down a little bit, not the best. You need to get some volume. You need to get a close above this middle orange band for it to turn bullish. You need to get some type of break of this downtrend. You need to see these bands start to open up to the north side. If you can get that with the volume, get your technicals turning back up. Look, it's a good place to buy now. You can accumulate it just like a GVSI or one like that, and pray that they become more vocal, or a rumor is started, or news comes out, or the CEO is replaced by somebody more reputable. Excuse my what, but that's what I'm seeing with that bad boy, okay? It doesn't mean that it's a bad stock to enter now. It hasn't been a great stock to enter and go long on for quite some time, but there's nothing really you can do about that. You have to just live with it if you're bagged. That's why I sell for 10% no matter what. That's because I'm not a bailbo bag boy Belinsky, okay? I tend to sell when I can. I tend to get out of those bad boys. Now, VPLM could be a bag for some people, but for people that are buying now, they might just be a shopper at the supermarket, and they might pass you, and in passing, they might say, "Hey, I don't need a bag. I brought my own." Then you know that person is in a Bilbo bag boy Belinsky. They bring their own. I don't know where I'm going with that. In fact, this is going to be a 2-part series because there's no way that, you know what? Just keep going. Sometimes I say things, and listen, it's a long show, and I'm going to screw up sometimes, and I'm going to go on tangents that lead absolutely nowhere. But we live and we learn, and we continue to strive. I guarantee you that everybody watching this has had a cringe moment in their lives as well. And mine just happens to be publicly every day. And sometimes you're going to cringe, and sometimes you're going to say, "What did he say?" And sometimes I'm going to say, "What did I say?" And sometimes the Lord is going to say, "What did he say?" And we're all just going to hold hands, and we're going to get through it, and we're all going to just get by it. And I'm not going to shut it down and reshoot it. I'm not going to go back and redo this whole entire thing. I'm just going to keep going, and we're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep striving for a better day. We're going to keep striving for a better life, a better existence. Okay, and that's all I can do. That's all I can promise you, that every day I'm going to try to be my best, and I hope that you do the same. And sometimes we're going to fall short, and sometimes we're going to take a step back. But we're going to continue to climb that ladder. We're going to continue to climb that stairway to heaven, and hopefully the gates will open up when we get there. Okay, but I do like VPLM. It's traveling along this side, and it's getting above this band, and I do like the fact that the technicals are turning up. You need volume to come into the stock. You're on a very long-term flag. You need to get it above this trend right here. You need to get it to pop, pop, ping above this level of resistance. You need it to go bing, bang, bop above this line right here, and then it might be go time. It might be time to reap the benefits of a long hold, my little boys? Oh, my little bull boys? We're going to put EPAS on this because I forgot to put it on here. Now I can't find my pen, which is a problem because I can't write things without a pen, right? Either way, I'll do it at the end, and I'll just have to remember to put it on the list because then I'll forget to even blast it out onto social media, which, by the way, I got permanently suspended on StockTwits because of MULN. MULN, the people in that stock are absolutely moronic. I mean, they're probably the biggest dumbasses I've ever seen in my entire life. And realistically, they're just bad. They're not that dumb. They don't actually believe in that guy, Lawrence Harge. There's no chance. But either way, they always hate me because I come on there and I say, "Hey," and then I tell them exactly what's going on. And they hate truth. They hate truth just like most of America hates truth. And then they report me, and then StockTwits bans me for just being bearish on the most dumb stock I've ever seen in my entire life, and I don't know what else to tell you. Am I ever gonna finish this video? VDRM. Called it up here, and I said it's pulling back. You don't like this reversal candle after all this. You started to have a lower low. You started to get bearish. You had to sell up here. Now where are you? You're right back where I said it was going to go. This previous resistance. You have a max low down here. If it gets sold off, I'm going to set my alert for 1. If it hits 1, I am going in, bad boy. I am going in. I'm going in like the wind. I'm going in like I've never sinned. I'm going in like Sinbad from that movie back in the 90s where he gets a lot of money. It's called Blank Check. I'm going for the respect. I'm going for everything that I've ever wanted. What the heck? I'm going to do it. I'm never going to stop. I'm going to be fluid. I'm going to be like H2O in the bottom of a river swimming with the fishes, and I'll never quiver because I don't get cold, and I'm not going to live to see another... Just get done with the video. Why do you think you're Eminem? Why do you think that you're some new rapper on the scene? Why do you think you're Lil Stock? Huh? Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to be involved with anything near that. Nobody wants to give credence to someone like you. Nobody wants to pay attention and learn from you. Somebody that's doing things like that. No, I apologize. But it did pull back, and it is looking at 1 is going to be the most perfect thing. That's the perfect place to get in. Bada bing, bada bop, bada boop, bada lop. by the edge of the storm. We're going to go and we're going to live and we're going to sing and we're going to perform and we're going to get to the top and we're going to get to the pinnacle. We're going to rise like the cream and we're going to be like the miracle of God rising to the sky with the tombstone going awry and going on another level. And we're going to stick to this. We're going to stick. I gotta keep going. I gotta stop rhyming. I gotta stop. Who do I think that I am? I'm not the best next big thing in the rap industry, in the rap game. I gotta stop. Either way, I'm looking at VDRM at 1, okay? It's not the best review. I'll do better next time, okay? But you gotta buy into VDRM at 1 if it is that. Set your alerts. Now is the time where I start to go nut. I've been speaking too long. I need to get some food in me. When I start rhyming, it's time to go. Because I can't rhyme in front of Cam. It just doesn't matter. If I'm in the shower, I'm gosh darn Biggie Smalls, okay? But when I'm in front of a camera and the heat's on, I sound like a gibberish chungo, okay? IDEX. What was that review, dude? God. Enough of the talking. It's time to shoot videos for 6 hours. IDEX, absolute mega destruction. Like literally. This reminds me of JAGX. Okay, it's going to see a reversal at some point, but holy macachuchi, holy macadookie. It's at 13 on the RSI. It's absolutely smash ganged. It's gang banged all the way to the bottom of the barrel with just the dirtiest of men, just in a bathroom in the back of a Sunoco in Indiana. Okay, that's what's happened to this stock. It got gang banged in the back of a Sunoco in Indiana. Without question, that's what this stock reminds me of. Now, the best case scenario, you didn't get AIDS, you enjoyed it, you actually climaxed, and you even go and tell your family about it. Say it was one of the best experiences you've ever had. Now that's a very small possibility. Chances are you're going to probably have a long-lasting damage from an experience like that. But there is a small chance that you actually enjoy it and you actually come to an orgasm. Can I say that? I'm not sure. I'm testing the limits here. But that's what this stock reminds me of. You can get lucky and you can enjoy getting, I can't say the word, craped in the back of in the dirtiest of bathrooms. Or you're going to have to see a therapist for the rest of your life. I don't know what's going to happen, but I do like your chances here of enjoying that experience. HUDI. Mega runner, runner to the sky, mega runner, runner to the moon. Oh my God, can I sit on that? Oh my God, can I sit on that? Because that's what I want to do. I want to sit on it until it touches my heart. I don't take that back. Because this is what, if I was in this stock from this, if you are randomly in this stock, I would sit on my computer. I'd sit on my computer until I was brought to climax. I got to get off this sexual innuendo. But when I see something like this, I get wet. I don't know if it's sweat. I don't know if I'm perspirating sperm. But it gives me a feeling of love, a feeling of deep passion, a feeling to explore things that I didn't know that I even liked, a beautiful resurgence of emotion. Like sailing for the first time or hang gliding, bungee jumping, similar experience. That's what this chart would make me feel. And now I would always recommend a sell on such a big pop like this. It went up 382%. Don't know where. Oh, yes. It closed down 60% after hours. So basically what this chart is like is it's like having that beautiful orgasm, but then getting in a car accident when you leave your house. You're on your way home, you've just had the best sex of your life, and you get T-boned by a tractor trailer and you die. That's what this stock is. This is a review show. That's an exact review. Now, could it be a buy spot because of the 60% slashing after hours? Maybe. But just remember that a lot of these things are extremely volatile. And if you got in and you rose all the way up 600%, let's say, from the bottom or wherever it says 382%, let's just say that. You're up 382%. You don't sell and then you lose it all in literally 3 hours after hours. Maybe you got into the car accident on purpose. I don't know. But I'd probably murk myself. AMC. This show is freaking ridiculous. AMC, I don't even know what these reviews are. But if I say the same thing every time, this is going to be really boring. That's why I'm trying. Watch the whole thing and get some ideas. You know what I mean? But if I just said, the RSI looks good. Oh, the MACD looks good. Your volume's coming in. You're closing above the middle band. If I just said that every time, nobody would watch this shit. You got to make it interesting. So I'm just going to talk. I'm just sitting here. I'm just saying things. They might not make sense all the time. But that's the risk I run. Now we're looking at AMC, and look, another cult stock. And these AMC apes get on my deepest of nerves. They are the most ridiculous people to ever exist. You're not going to have a MOAS. You don't have 60 bagillion shares that are short. Nobody gives a crap about AMC. Nobody goes to the movies anymore. What are you going to see? Bad Priest or whatever it is with Russell Crowe? Hey. Nobody wants to see that. What are you going to see? The Woman King, where they just crap on men the entire time? No. What are you going to see? Avatar 2 that's 4 hours long of cartoons? No. There's no good movies out anymore. Spider-Man was the box office winner. Hey, I watched it. And it wasn't that good. And it was the movie of the year. It looks like cinema's kind of going downhill, so I wouldn't really bet on the places that sell it. But either way, that's neither here nor there because it's a very tradable stock. You buy on this middle band and you sell above it. That point blank period, wherever that may be on your risk tolerance scale, then you do it. And I'm not here to tell you where to buy, where to sell. I'm just saying it's a very tradable stock. It's a hot stock. A lot of people believe in it. Let them take their money over time, here, there, everywhere. They're loading, they're cost averaging, fine. Take their money and run. Either way, very tradable stock. Just don't believe in it, okay? And if you do, you might not be human. You might be some type of just glitch in the system. Because if you actually believe in AMC, you're a glitch. You're not real. You're AI. You're AI generated. And TRKA is another one of those things. Now, I remember on this big pop, I told everybody to sell 95. And I'll say that once and I'll say it again. I told everybody to sell 95. And everybody told me that I was a big meanie, bobini, big meanie, bobini, banana, fofini. I'm a big meanie. And I said, no, I'm not. I'm just an honest guy. And if I ever tell a lie, I'll turn to stone. And so I must tell the truth on this page, and whether you like it or not, because truth hurts sometimes. And it hurt them apparently, and it's still hurting them because it's all the way down here. And now I remember that some guy told me, oh, there's no way. Oh, you're an idiot. Get back to 15. Hey, you got to 17. Okay, that's 2 ticks above it. Okay, so, oh my God, I'm not perfect, but I said to sell at 95. It got to 98. And then I said to buy at 15, and it got to 17. And you're calling me an idiot? Hey, if you've ever been close to calling a perfect top and a perfect bottom like that, join the team. Give me a call, and I'll probably find you a job. But either way, absolute obliteration, probably a good buy zone. Trading in between here, which is currently 17 cents, like I said. Oh, I said 15, oh my God. And, you got a max gain of 33 up here. Okay, you have these good pushes, and it's a very tradable stock. Again, but please stop believing in it. Again, I know why you believe in it. You believe in it because, you're bad. You're Bilbo Belinsky, the bad boy. Okay? It's okay. Just remember, take your gains when you got them and sell for a 10% loss if you miss it. Don't let yourself go from 95 cents all the way down to 17 and pray to God that you make even part of that back or just average down for months and months and months. And then just, just pray to God that it goes back up. You know what I mean? No. GSUN. This is the longest video to ever exist. I don't know, dude. I don't even know. It went up 30%, but it did pull back on the day. And I think it did create a gap here. This is probably the worst chart view that I've ever seen in my entire life. But what are you going to do, huh? This thing likes to go and it likes to pull back and it likes to trade along this bottom and it likes to just day after day. I don't know, it's going to have any type of longevity. You got to get this thing moving and it doesn't really want to stay moving. It wants to come back. It wants to stay down. It wants to stay on a plane of existence that isn't in the sky. It's more, it's like 200 feet above sea level, and that's the only place that it's going. It's not going any higher than that. At least that's what I see. I don't know. Tell me differently. Am I wrong? Am I right? Am I gay? Am I straight? I'm straight. I will verify that with everything within me. There is nothing within me that wants to go to a drag show. There's nothing within me which is unbelievable. I can't believe that we're in this plane of existence in this country where we're praising these people that are mentally deranged, they're mentally insane, and they're doing it in front of kids. It actually blows my mind. It makes me sad to be American. It makes me want to be Russian so bad. It makes me want to be Chinese so bad. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. I'd rather live in a country that just actually has a moral standard and has like normal stuff going on instead of pushing like these mentally deranged people in kids' faces. I don't even know where we're at. I don't know where we're going. All I know is that we're probably going down. We're going into hyperinflation. Everybody's going to be broke. Everybody's going to not be able to afford basic living needs like groceries and rent and their bills. I know that that's a very sadistic way of looking at the current state of the economy, but in reality, that's what it is. And all I can do is tell the truth, and that's reality. And I'm very scared for this country, and I'm not very proud to be American, and I would never, ever be proud to be an IGPK shareholder from all the way up here. That's very scary. That came all the way back down, and it's very scary. I'm very scared. This is like going into a haunted house, except for the fact that it's not on Halloween. This is just you literally go into a haunted house, and there's people in there that want to kill you. That's kind of what the CEO did to you. He's a murderer. He's an axe murderer. He should be wanted for murder. The fact that he's not is very what do you say? Reflective of what the SEC is, and that's just an arm of corruption. And that's what this stock is. It's corruption 101 in the form of a chart. And it came up, but here's the thing: is it's back now at this double bottom at this support level. It might be a time to buy. Who knows? Maybe they come out with news. Maybe they come out with something. Whatever the case may be, to send it back up. And maybe it's a buy spot. You want to get these oversold bag boys to sell to you at the bottom, so then you can get it up. You can get it up a little bit and you win. VIRI. It's done. I've been calling this one from a while, all the way back here, and it ran to the sky, and it ran to the moon, and it ran to everywhere that you want to be. It ran as high as a hot air balloon, and it came back down, and it flagged like real hard, and it's trying to touch this middle band. Is it going to? I don't know. It might, but it might not. It might just go from here. It might get a flag here and then go bullish again. It's a very quick runner, but it does pull back hard. It pushed up to 140, and it came back down to 70. That's 50% haircut. Maybe it's a Fibonacci retracement. Maybe it's just a pullback. Maybe it's just healthy. Maybe it's back to this resistance, which is now support. Maybe it comes back down to here. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you what to do, but make your own decisions, okay? Thank you. Maybe this is a good buy spot. Maybe you want to wait for 61. Maybe you want to wait, which would probably be in an even better situation to be in. Maybe you wait for 44% or 44 pullback. Maybe it happens. Maybe it doesn't. But this stock is very, very movable. I don't like the fact that the RSI is pulling back. I don't like the fact that the MACD is pulling down. I don't like the fact that you've had death in volume, but you be the creator of your own destiny. You do what you want. I can't tell you what to do. I don't want to tell you what to do. Now, HUBC is something that a lot of people told, a lot of pumpers on Twitter told people what to do, and they said that it was going to go to $10, and they said that it was going to go to $20. Only Dollars Club was where I blocked him, and I got him far away from me because he's one of the dumbest people I've ever seen. His video, or his profile picture on Twitter is literally him sitting on a toilet, which is astronomically insane. But either way, I remember when it was coming down here and it was going up here, people, when it was up at $2-3, people said it was going to 10, 20, 30, $100. And now look, hey, you're dead. If there's any type of revenge that you have in the stock, it's getting back to this middle band. That's it. It's at 81 cents. You could probably scalp it for a couple cents. You could probably scalp it for 10, 20, 30%, but I wouldn't look for anything more because this thing is an absolute dung stock. As soon as I heard, especially when it was up here and I was actually paying attention to it and I knew that Israelis were running it, biggest fraud country in the world is Israel. I'm not going to get into that too much because I'll get shut down immediately because you can't tell the truth. But either as soon as I saw it was an Israeli stock, no, it's going to get diluted to the core of the earth. And that's exactly what it did. And you believe the pumpers. You believe people like, stick with it, taking bites, keep the eyes on the prize. No, dude, get your eyes off the prize and sell the damn stock, you moron. What are you doing? But either way, that thing is at a good buy price. Why? Because look, I mean, it's at a 52-week low and it's getting murdered. I mean, your RSI, everything is, but I don't even like these technicals, dude. I don't know. I think it's just like trash, dude. But when it was running, it was the next best thing since sliced bread. I can't even speak straight. T-Soy, love it. T-Soy, love it. I love the flag, and I like this pullback to this middle band. Currently at 29. You get any type of oversell underneath 29, you better buy the hell out of that. I'm going to be looking at this bad boy. I'm going to be looking at this bad boy on Monday. I'm going to be looking at this bad boy on Monday without question. I really like T-Soy next week. I really like T-Soy next week. Now, Wet G made me wet back in the day, but it doesn't really make me wet anymore, or does it? I mean, I'm not dripping, but, there's residue. It's come down. It's trying to get above this trend line, but I don't know if it's going to. It's got to get back to 16 and not get rejected there. It's got to get above it. It's got to get above it, and it's got to stay above it, just like it did here. This was the run that I was involved in that made me wetter than a water snake. And it popped up, and it dropped back down, and I made sure I sold it, right? And if I didn't, I would be down in the core of the earth. I sold it at like 70, and now it's at 6, imagine. But now you have a chance to get back to 16. It's currently at 11. You're looking at 50% gain from here. I like what G. It's making me wet again. But again, not soaking, just the residue. VMNT. Pressing on resistance, pressing on resistance, ha ha ha, pressing on resistance, pressing on resistance, ha ha ha. Woody the Woodpecker, ever seen it? No, then I'm sorry, and I'll never do that again. If you have seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and it's a classic. VMNT, it looks beautiful here, boys. It looks beautiful. It pulled back and went back up. Now it's hitting resistance again, and it just looks like it wants to go. Your technicals are turning back up. Love the look of that. Your RSI is encroaching. It settled at 50. Now it's at 60. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Like the most beautiful touch of a woman. Like the beautiful scent of a woman. And this is turning back up too. MACD looks good. Volume's all right. You just got to get above 35 and you got to bust through and you got to break out and you got to hit that blue sky and you got to want to live. You don't want to die. AMGE. Not EMDDE. Did I say that? Because I don't think I did. Mamma mia, Papa Pia, breaking out of this, the downtrend, and it looks beautiful, and it looks amazing, and I just want to wipe it up and take it home to America, and bring it home, and let's make it a pizza pie, Luigi, tortellini in the deep waters of Sicily, and head to Venice to eat the Napoli pizza. And you want to go and up to the sky, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful shot here. And I like the look of this, and if that thing falls off of my leg, I'm probably going to have a conniption, and I'm probably going to end up in the hospital. But you're gonna, I don't know why I sound like Dracula all of a sudden, but if you want to fly into the sky like a bat out of hell, you'll probably want to go to accumulate EMGE at 3. If you don't, you will probably not like the result because you're probably going to end up in the very angry And now I don't know how I turned into a Japanese sushi chef, but if you like these stars, you probably consume it at 3 or 2, 4, whatever comes first. Now, we're gonna move on before I absolutely lose every subscriber to this page. Either way, ENGE is a perfect, this is a perfect spot to buy it. Okay, I don't know what else to do. This is my 40-second stock, dude. You know how long that takes? You know how much brain power this takes? I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm talking in voices that I've never even knew existed. Okay? Now, DOMA just wants to get above this. It wants to, but it just keeps getting denied, okay? It's like swiping your credit card at the supermarket, and there's a long line behind you, and the clerk's like, I don't want to tell you this out loud, but your card keeps getting declined. And you're like, what, dude? Nah, man, like, for real? I know I have money in there. I just checked. And you know that you're only buying a water that's like 59 cents. And everybody's like, holy fuck, is that broke? Oh my God. He's like the poorest person I've ever seen to exist. Oh, that's really sad. This is really sad. What does he do here? He doesn't even have 50 cents in his bank account. Oh my God. He must be single. That's disgusting. Does he even have a job? Is he homeless? Who the frick is this guy? What an idiot. Oh my God. What a moron. And the guy's just sitting there like, dude, like, nah, what? No, it like can't be getting declined. What? Like, oh man, it must be fraud. I'm like in a different country. But that's what it's getting. It's getting denied consistently. And it's got to get above that. It's got to go above that line. And it's got to get, I want to see I want to see a pop to 58 here. I want to see a pop to 61 here. And you're currently at 43. You're looking at a 40% potential rise if it gets above that resistance line, okay? APRU, whatever you want to call it. Okay? APRU, okay? Little apple rush. Run, dump, pump, dump, hi, goodbye, smell, see, hear, touch, want, give, receive, up, down, sideways, north, south, I don't know anymore. But this is a pump and dump like you read about in the history books. This is what you want to avoid at all costs. You don't want to get bagged down here, but you do want to maybe potentially buy down here because it's oversold on every technical known to man. Okay, and it has been shoved down from sub 4.7 all the way down to 16. It's have its Fibonacci retrace. It could go back to 2.4, of course, and it's at 16, which is a nominal gain. You know, and it could be a buy spot. You need your volume to pick up because right now you're only at 1.8 million, which is nada. That's about $3,000. You need more liquidity than that. But I don't know. Keep an eye on it, folks. You do what you want. Now, ATLX, last but not least, one of the best charts I've ever seen in my entire life. ATLX. Just sexual. This is, perfect flag. Looks a lot like ENZC here. It's not formed here yet, but just beautiful. Just beautiful. Not much else to say about it. I got to go because I've literally I think this is a 2-hour video. I probably won't even be able to upload it tonight. I'll probably have to upload it tonight and then post it tomorrow. Either way, gorgeous. ATLX is the best winner in just because of the perfect chart. Now, you don't want to have, if you're up here and you bought down here anywhere in this region, think about starting to scale gains because you are up 400%. Now, I know that's over the past couple months, which is great. It's very consistent, it's low and slow, or just it's very nice. But I'm just saying, be careful because you don't want to have a big pullback to this middle band, especially if you're up an extreme amount of money and you have compounded gains. Okay, but very beautiful stock. Enjoy it while you can. Maybe it keeps going, maybe it doesn't. But either way, when you're in a stock like this, soak it up to the core and just enjoy it. Just use all the senses and take it to the next level. I gotta go. I hope you guys have a great weekend. It's time for me to say goodnight. It's time for me to say goodbye. It's time for me to say sayonara, hasta luego, pasta Luigi. There's so much of this active enzyme in my throat now. I might not make another video ever again because death might be upon my doorstep, but it's a risk I run to entertain everybody here. And hopefully you enjoyed this video. So thanks for watching. If you don't comment, I'll cry. If you don't like it, I'll blast myself with drugs that I shouldn't. And If you don't subscribe, you know, where else are you going to watch a stock video where the guy is absolutely a moron and insane? I don't know.